Okay, Chi-Town Rumble. Another WCW event, February 20th, 1989, in the Chicago, Illinois UIC Pavilion. The attendance was 8,000. Seems like the lowest that we've seen out of every pay-per-view, but they're on the come up, so it's not too bad, I guess. Also, this was
It kind of looks like the
released.
smallest venue too.
Yeah, I would agree. And also they show some like their regular shows during the pay-per-view, and it did not look good at all.
Yeah, there's a lot of like center stage footage. I think of
Yeah.
like they showed a lot of recap in this, but honestly, like one of those recap segments were pretty insane.
Uh, also, there's the VHS cover of this, and it is basically the Animal and Lex Luger, and it's kind of like a
Yeah,
God a Godzilla version type of thing. I don't. It's hard to explain.
it's so weird because Lex Luger and Animal did not wrestle each other on this show. I'm pretty sure they were also both baby faces. So where did the shot come from? Like I'm sure Lex Luger and Animal wrestle each other at some point, but
But yeah, just like you were saying, like yeah, they don't wrestle at all, especially tonight. Yeah, definitely, probably in the future. But
I don't think Road Warrior Animal wrestled at all in this show. He had a match. He was in the ring.
yeah, 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 yeah. Uh, but yeah, so we start out. We have our little pre-pay-per-view package everyone does, where it's kind of like a I don't know, it's just very fucking 80s, where we're gonna give you pictures flying in of different
Oh yeah,
WCW superstars,
the
and
the little slides like
yeah,
coming in and out,
mhm.
flying off from the side, and
And in the
looking like a DC
background,
villain got trapped into something.
exactly. In the background, we're gonna show some like water and maybe uh, some fucking caverns and stuff. But we have Jim Ross and Magnum TA. Um, Literally, they start out and they're introducing every match. They take forever. This opening segment feels like it's 3 hours long. Um,
Yeah, there's a lot that's gonna drag on this show. Like I definitely thought the opening did too, but I noticed that they're like all the signs in the crowd still say NWA. Jim Ross is still referring it as NWA. I did not hear the words WCW one time.
yeah, and it's
But
crazy
yeah, that
too.
video package, like I noted down. I wrote that the video package looks really cool, but it's really long.
hmm The only thing I got out of it is like there's gonna be 7 matches, and 4 of them are gonna be titles. So every title that they have is gonna be on the line tonight. Besides women, I don't know if they have a women's title. We haven't really
I
seen any
don't believe
women's
they do.
WCW yet.
And there was also no mention of the fact that the varsity club were the United States tag champions. Or if there was, I did not catch it.
Weren't they? Um, Trying to think. Didn't they win it last WCW match, or who was
Yeah,
the?
they won it from the Fantastics.
Yeah, yeah, that was what their match was about today, yeah, during the show.
No, they challenged the Road Warriors for the World Tag Team titles.
Oh, okay, my bad. Yeah, okay, so there's 2 different types of tag belts. Okay, or maybe they
Yeah,
said it in the
remember?
title. Yeah. Okay.
Remember that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got you.
And then I was like, man, the tag division's deep enough for 2 tag belts, but turns out incorrect because one show later, the secondary tag team champions are challenging the main tag team champions.
Um, but yeah, after the very long video package, highlight reel of all the people who were participating in tonight, we have Bob Caudle, and he's interviewing Michael Hayes. Bob Caudle, probably the oldest man alive at this
In
moment.
1989, I'm sure,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, 100%. He's holding on for dear life. You can tell. Got the glasses on and everything. Bob Caudle, I love you. I'm sorry. But yeah, we have our first match. We have Michael Hayes versus Russian Ass Asian #1.
I'm so glad you remember to call it the Russian ass Asian.
Number one.
Did
Okay.
did you think it was did you think it was interesting at all that we do this entire video package and then this entire intro by Ross and Magnum TA where all they do is hype up Chi-Town Rumble, and then we cut to a promo with Michael P.S. Hayes, who spends the bulk of that promo hyping up Chi-Town Rumble.
Yeah. Uh, also, I think it's very weird that Russian Ash Asian number one is getting a match, and his partner's nowhere to be found. Did Russian Ash Asian number two get booted or something?
I don't know. I would rather have them just put maybe somebody else in the role if we had to have a Michael Hayes match. Because Russian Ass Asian number one is fucking terrible.
Really? I don't know, man. They had me convinced that he was very strong, and if he stayed on his feet the whole time, he would have had the upper hand. But
Yeah,
uh,
that's the problem is he can't stay on his feet because the entire time he's doing moves to Michael Hayes and he's tumbling over because he's fucking awkward. I'm just being mean.
the Russian assassin, his manager is Paul Jones. But yeah, so we cut to the ring. The Russian assassin number one, he's already there. Michael Hayes gets his intro. One of the only people who actually gets an intro tonight, which is crazy. And his
Well,
is
yeah, because he's got the Freebirds theme.
yeah, his is great. He has a great entrance. Like it was so electric. You got the colorful
Yeah,
lights going on around him. It was awesome. But again,
Bad Street, baby.
we're in the 80s, so all we're gonna get is Russia versus America. So
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. The entire time that that Bad Street is playing, I couldn't. It was like sounding so familiar, and I eventually like figured it out. I couldn't put my finger on it, but it sounded like a ripoff of Icy Cold Medina. And
whose theme song is
then
that?
it kicks in. No, that was like an old like '90s.
Oh, song.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'll have to play it for you later, I guess. But
Oh, okay.
sorry, it's a '90s thing, I guess. I keep forgetting sometimes. It 2000s boy over here.
Yeah, we're 10 years apart.
Yeah, from the
Crazy.
naughty aughts.
uh, but yeah. So, what'd you think about the match?
um, this is strange because there's never any point where I thought Michael Hayes was doing anything necessarily bad. There's just nothing that I thought was like spectacular. He seemed just like another dude with a dad bod that wrestled on NWA.
Hmm.
Um, Russian Ass Asian was fucking awful. I don't know who this poor soul is. Let me scroll to see if I can figure out that David Sheldon, I guess, better known by the Angel of Death. Um, fucking poor performance here. Poor performance here. I thought this match was so fucking rough, and I see Michael Hayes trying really hard to like make something of this because he's over as fuck. He's really into what he's doing. They must have put that opening headlock on for an entire fucking 5 minutes.
Yeah, this was
And
all
I
that
thought,
match
oh,
was.
good.
Yeah. No, I agree. That's
Yeah.
all
Oh,
this match was.
bro,
What I'm gonna wear you
that's
down with
all
one move.
a lot of these matches are.
Yeah. Okay. I'm so glad you're saying that first.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Like Hayes is just doing like textbook Southern wrestling shit. He'll do the whole like, oh, I got him, yeah. Should I break it? You know, shit like that. Um, and I see so many just sloppy fucking moments with Russian Ass Asian. I never see him like sell shit or bump really clean off his shit. He just looks fucking terrible. Everything this dude does is awkward, and he has like zero balance. Um, and I know like selling is is kind of a tricky thing with this guy because he's having a mask. But I never had problems knowing when Rey Mysterio is selling or when Jushin Liger is selling. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So fucking work around it. Um, it also doesn't help that like that mask in general just kind of looks stupid. Um, I don't know. It just those masks just look kind of boring. It just feels like you need more shit to make it actually look cool and not just it just looks shitbird indie.
Hmm.
I'm gonna get so much hate for all this.
Also, what we see
There's
is, or what we hear is that, Michael Hayes has a DDT of his own.
oh yeah, does
Just,
he ever?
yeah, just like our friend Jake Roberts. They love to hype it up. Michael Hayes does hit one in this match, so that's pretty good. You at least get to see it. But some other good things that I saw, so yeah, Russian does get his, like, I'm gonna wear him down, and then they flip it back, and then we have a sequence of like Hayes working on the assassin's arm for like 30 minutes. But then, of course, it's another, oh, let's turn this around. Now the Russian assassin, he's holding him down in the middle of the ring. But then you hear USA, USA. And he actually kind of has like his Hulk up, or I wrote Duggan up too. I said Hulk up, or maybe even Duggan up, however you want to see it.
No,
Uh,
he's free birding up, buddy. He's free birding up.
yeah, he kind of has his moment where the crowd gets fully behind him. I guess this has to be a build up match for him, right?
I fucking guess, but man, beating a shitty Russian assassin, sorry, ass Asian, in 15 minutes and 48 seconds. I feel like he could have come up with some better ideas to heat Michael Hayes up than this. Like,
Yeah,
holy fuck! They were going for an opening match where a babyface gets a win, but I mean, I don't know. This match just kind of fucking happened. And it's weird because in WWF, when a match takes like 15 minutes, I feel like it lasts longer. Here, even though I was not enjoying what I was watching that much, I did like Michael Hayes, but I hated Russian ass Asian, and I didn't really like much of this match. It still didn't feel like it was 15 minutes, which is so strange to me.
yeah. Whenever the timekeeper says 15 minutes has gone by, you think to yourself, "What the hell? No, it has not." Like it is way more than 15 minutes. And
It does make me wonder if the times are like worked in some way. Like if they actually, I should probably one day just sit there and actually run a timer with it and see if it matches up. But I don't know. I also don't know if it's really worth putting that much research into. I'll
I
just watch it and enjoy it.
yeah, I thought about like scrolling back and seeing like timestamps and stuff. But I do have a couple more moments. The Russian assassin, he tries to pin Hayes. Hayes puts his foot on the top rope, and after the ref tells the assassin like, "Hey, his foot's on the rope. It's only a 2 count." Paul Jones comes by and swats his foot off the top rope. Did you see that at all? He like comes by and he taps his foot off.
I must have missed that because I
Yeah,
was writing a note about how boring this match was getting.
yeah, there's a lot of interference with people on ropes and hitting people from
Oh yeah,
refs and
dude.
outside. Uh,
Almost more than WWF. Like
yeah.
almost.
hmm Also, there's this moment where Hayes tries to go for a bulldog, and the assassin literally throws him across the ring, like his reversal from
Yeah,
it, which I thought was
but
very
then the
cool.
assassin falls anyway.
Yeah,
I even my note even says where is it? Russian throws Hayes off from a bulldog but falls anyway because he fucking sucks. So it looks like he was in fact hit with a bulldog.
all right, but yeah, we can get through this match though.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, like honestly, like I said, I liked Hayes. I could just tell he kind of had like a lot of shit to work with here. Um, the crowd's still here for all of it, so at the end of the day, I mean, fuck what I have to say about it. The crowd enjoyed it.
exactly.
I cannot believe this match was given 15 minutes.
Uh, but yeah, so Hayes finally hits his DDT and wins pinfall. WCW does not want to show you what happens after the match. Um,
No,
it-
no, let's cut to fucking
Bob Caudle,
interviews.
yeah,
Bob Caudle is getting in some work tonight, dude.
yeah, literally as soon as the 3 count and they stand up, we're cut to Bob Caudle who's interviewing Ricky, the Dragon Steamboat and his family. Little Dragon, 2 appearances on 2 different companies on 2 different pay-per-views. Like he's
Yeah,
ranking up numbers before he even turns 2 years old. So
he's made more high profile wrestling appearances than like most indie wrestlers ever will get to.
I think is he on the since we've been reviewing, is he on the same amount of pay-per-views as Big John Studd?
No, Big John Studd was at least in
He was in WrestleMania
He was
1, 2, and then he was
he
in the Royal
in
Rumble.
two, yeah,
Yeah, so number
yeah.
3, I guess.
All right, so we need Richie to make one more appearance.
Yep.
Did you notice that like he was just fixated on grabbing that microphone?
Dude, that's all he wanted, man.
Yeah, I don't really know anything Steamboat said because I was watching his kid fuck with the
Oh,
microphone the
I
whole
know what
time. It was
Ricky says.
adorable.
Ricky makes an OJ
Oh yeah.
reference.
What?
Yeah, Ricky makes an OJ
Oh well, it's not
reference.
94 yet. It's not 94 yet. So
Yeah,
I wouldn't have gotten the sports reference anyway.
yeah.
And goddamn, are there lots of sports references in this
Oh,
show?
dude, and Jim
I can
Ross
only
makes you
imagine
hear
the
of it,
ones that
bro.
I can only imagine uh the ones I didn't catch, you know.
uh, but yeah, so now we're cutting to the next match.
Hey,
Uh,
what was the reference though? What was the OJ reference?
oh, he was talking about how OJ Simpson was going for the most rushing yards in the NFL title, and
Oh, okay.
he was like, that's like me trying to go for, um, Ric Flair's title belt or
Mm.
something.
Pre 94 OJ references are wild.
Yeah, you
They're,
think
they're
we
so
should
they're so tame compared to what they'll become.
should we keep up with him?
Dude, wait until yes, we will. Don't worry. just wait.
All right, we're up to one.
Yeah, dude, just wait. If you think WWF isn't gonna do anything to fuck with to fuck around with the OJ Simpson shit, yeesh.
Jesus Christ.
Oh
Uh,
brother.
but yeah, our second match we have Sting versus Butch Reed. What do
And
you think
Butch
about
Reed
that?
is not a natural anymore, is he?
He's
He's a
just
hacksaw.
yep, Hacksaw Butch Reed, which is weird. I
Yeah.
didn't see his 2x4. Also, Butch Reed, mid card warrior Butch Reed.
Yes,
Um,
with his manager here, Hiro Matsuda.
also, did Sting catch flack for being Dusty's friend or something? Like, why is how does
I fucking know, right? He's
yeah.
dude's wrestling Butch Reed.
Yeah, I was thinking like he was literally the co-main event basically for the first WCW that we watched, Starrcade 6, and now he's fighting Butch Reed on the second match of the night, and it's just like wow.
Did did you think this as well, seeing Butch Reed? When you look at Butch Reed and he's sitting next to Sting, and Sting's not in any like, Sting's not a skinny guy. He's not in bad shape or any of that shit. But Butch Reed is fucking massive compared to this dude. You can really tell that he is a former WWF guy, can't you?
Yeah, you can. Yeah. Also Sting, dude, I don't know if I'm saying it because he's like one of the biggest names in wrestling of all time. Like everybody knows Sting. Um, but like, dude, he is just like so good. His ring
Oh yeah, dude,
presence is
Sting's
great.
wonderful.
His even at this young age, like he's jumping around, like staying active, like he's trying not to make anything like bad or anything. But also the referee of match one, I don't know if it was Teddy Long. I actually made
It
a
was not.
it was not. Okay, it was an older gentleman, right? I
Yes,
forgot to
yes,
mention in my notes from the match one, awful ref. Because I was
dude.
like, thank
His
God Teddy
his
Long is
counts were
here.
weird.
Yeah, terrible
He
ref.
doesn't go like 1, 2. He goes like 1, 2. I don't
Yeah.
know if you can hear the clapping on my microphone, but like he hits the mat like multiple times. He doesn't just hit it like 1, 2. He goes like thud 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 thud. It's so strange.
Oh, during this, Jim Ross says Georgia, best state for wrestling. Is that true? You're a
I
Georgia boy.
mean, I think what he's doing is sucking up to the new owners of the company, who is Ted Turner, based in Atlanta.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's smart, I guess.
But also like Crockett's had Georgia Championship Wrestling and stuff here, so like it would make sense for JR to say something like that, but it also could just serve the purpose of making Ted Turner smile and think, oh, I should keep giving them more money so they can bring in bigger stars this mid card here. Not to shit on this show. I just hey, another reason I can tell that Butch Reed's a former WWF guy is because anytime any of those are in the match, Jim Ross will say at least 6 times, "This is the NWA. We wrestle here."
Does he do that for Steamboat later?
He does it in this match. He does it in Mike Rotunda Rick Steiner. He does it in the Steamboat Ric Flair match. He says, "We wrestle here." Anytime there's a former WWF guy in a match.
That's crazy. He mentions WWF guys later on during the night, which because they were at NWA or wherever.
Yeah, he still refers to it as the NWA. I guess that like, even though the company is now owned or like, by World Championship Wrestling or whatever, I guess they're still referring to the organization itself as the NWA.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
I guess I'm trying to keep up, man. I'm trying,
But
but
yeah,
I
basically,
I really don't like the Sting rat tail.
me either. I do not. Yeah, he's got to fix that shit fast, or I'm gonna be mad. There's this. The only way that Sting though could literally keep up in this match, he literally just had to do what they did in the first match and just try to no, not Sting, but Butch Reed, just try to hold Sting down as best as he can and wear and tear his arm. Because literally that was the only way that he was gonna keep up. That's how I saw it. Also, we get this moment where Reed attempts to pin Sting by holding onto the ropes, and then Teddy Long literally slaps the shit out of Butch Reed's arm off the ropes.
Yeah, and we get the sunset flip
The sunset flip.
counter.
Yep. hmm
That was really cool. There's a point in here where JR says, what better time to kick off the 90s than 1989?" My answer would probably be 1990. Probably be the best time to start the 90s.
Yeah, I was thinking.
And then
I
he
was
also
thinking 89.
randomly just states that Teddy Long lives in Atlanta. Like, this
Interesting.
dude just loves to share facts that he knows. It's awesome.
What if he said the first four numbers of my social security is?
Well, Teddy Long, his home address is 761 Maple Street in Atlanta, Georgia. Or whatever. It's probably not a real place.
No. So if
But
anybody
you get
wants
what
to
I'm
go
saying.
see him, yeah,
Yeah.
feel
Send him some
free.
fan mail. Or, show up at his house.
Either or is fine with Teddy Long. Trust me.
At this point, I start to think, like, I really wish something would happen. The wrestling they're doing is fine. Like, there's this nice stuff where like, he tries to hip toss Sting and he kind of flips into it, then manages to arm drag and give him some really nice drop kicks. Really cool. And there's another one where, like, he has the arm bar on Butch Reed, and Butch Reed counters it by picking him up and trying to scoop slam him. But Sting literally keeps the arm bar held, and then he just rolls him through. And it looked like it was just he just made it look so easy and simple. And there's a lot of cool stuff here, but it's just nothing that's overly exciting in a 20 fucking minute match. It just, I kind of feel like I'm waiting for the match to I'm consistently waiting for the match to get a first gear, and it just kind of doesn't.
Mm.
And I'm thinking about how when we started this, every match I was blown away by to be like, this is awesome, this is awesome. Because back then, before we started doing this, I didn't watch wrestling every week. I just watched it here and there and just kept up with, like, my own wrestling and stuff around me. Now I watch it every week, and I feel like the grading curve is getting a little steeper.
Yeah, it is hard to watch like New Fawn Wrestling and stories. I feel like, and then not try to not shit on it from here.
Yeah,
Um,
and also we're not really getting to, especially with a show like this, because we're not watching WCW dominantly. Like, we're watching WWF shit, and like, this is what I'm throwing in on the side, just to have a little bit of diversity. Because so we're not really getting all the stories that come along with this. Though they do a good job of showing you plenty of clips from their actual TV to give you important details and stuff, but like, I haven't been following Sting's struggle ever since Dusty Rhodes left or what the fuck ever. I don't know if Dusty's gone. I'm assuming he has to be by this point, but
yeah. Come watch this 30-minute video to catch you up before we start our first match on what's going on.
Yeah, and see, this time I didn't go listen to Meltzer talk about Chi-Town Rumble like I did Starcade, so I didn't get the the like the information coming into it like I did last time.
Mhm. Yeah, no, I understand.
Really innovative hold here where Reed has him in a chin lock and he's also like giving him a wedgie. I'm not sure what the fuck was going on there.
Like a wedgie wedgie?
Yeah, dude. Like he's where's it at? I wrote that he's literally got him like he's on his stomach and he's doing like a chin lock. Like he's literally pulling up on his chin, but reaching behind and just like grabbing his tights. And it just looks like he's giving him a wedgie.
What the hell?
Really, yeah, really weird. But don't worry, Ross will point out to you that there is a football player in the front row.
Yeah, the he was the first round pick of the Browns then. I looked up his stats, not a
Yeah.
good player.
Okay.
Yeah,
Not great. Okay.
not great.
I was hoping that it was the dude in the hard cam shot that's wearing like the orange ski mask. Because he was like,
Yeah, he
I'm a
showed
famous
up a
football
lot
player. I'm
during
gonna
yeah.
wear.
I saw him a lot.
I
Yeah,
don't want
you're
people
right.
to know who I am. And JR's like, there's a famous football player right there underneath that fucking orange hood.
Yeah, he actually plays for the Baltimore Ravens. You know what I like about the Ravens? Two of our guys played on their team, and now they're wrestling for us. That's Jim Ross in a nutshell for everyone. But yeah, so Sting wins eventually. Just like you mentioned, yeah, he goes for the sunset flip. Reed reverses it and tries to use the rope for leverage. Teddy knocks off his hands, and Sting finishes the flip for the win. Um, Better than the
and
opener, yes, in my
yes,
opinion.
yes, definitely better than the opener. Definitely
It,
better than the
they
opener.
should have switched it around. I would have rather watched this as an opener, and then you kind of shit on me with the
Yeah,
Michael Hayes
yeah.
stuff.
Then kind of bring me down a little bit before the midnight shit with Michael Hayes and Russian ass Asian.
Yeah.
Because honestly, if you do it that way, this show for me, if you had flipped to match to 1 and 2, it would have been match I liked, match I didn't, match I liked, match I didn't, match I kind of liked, match I hated, match I fucking loved. You know, so it would have been a nice roller coaster of emotions for me.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I get yeah. You know what they should have done? Just employed you. Um, let's get you in a time
In
machine and get you
1989, yeah.
back there. Yeah.
No,
Let's
I
see.
don't know if I'm the answer. Hindsight booking so easy, dude, especially when you don't know shit about shit that was going on backstage. Like, I don't know where the Ric Flair Dusty War has led us. I don't know who the booker is right now. I don't know who's in charge, who's making the main calls, like what the plans are. I don't know. I do not know yet. I did not go and get that information like I did before.
Jeez.
So who the fuck knows what's going on backstage for me to be like, yeah, Sting and Butch Reed should open.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Said no one. All right. So after the match, we have Bob Caudle again. Caudle. I looked up his name here because I was like, who the fuck is Bob Caudle? I was spelling Bob Caudle Cottle. It's actually
Oh,
Caudle Caudle.
yeah, right.
Uh, yeah, but he's interviewing the original Midnight Express, which is the Paul Heyman team, or Paulie Dangerously, and Randy Rose. And instead of Dennis Condrey, uh,
Yeah.
we have a backup, Jack Victory.
Yeah, for some
Great,
reason.
great fucking name. I think they were just like, hey, because I mean I think I might have said it when we watched the other WCW. These are some two old ass dudes on a team. Like we need some fucking
Yeah.
youth on this team. And so they kicked Dennis Condrey to the curb, took him behind the shed, and now we have Jack Victory. Um, yeah, but this interview is basically it's literally all Paul Heyman. Um, he's saying they're gonna do anything they can to win. If you're not prepared for your opponent, then fuck you, I guess. Uh,
Yeah, I love that this is coming off as a heel tactic of like, oh, we swapped out this guy last minute.
so you
And because
won't know
even
how to do it. Yeah.
yeah. Even in the babyface interview right after, Cornette's like, we prepared for Dennis Condrey, you fucking pussies. And it's like this kind of makes the baby faces look like bitches for them to be complaining about this. So, I don't know. I mean, but it was right there for them to be like, well, that's because Dennis Condrey's afraid of getting his ass kicked by the real Midnight Express. But no, instead they're just like, hey, you're cheating. You're not playing fair. I don't know. It just kind of came off as weird. Although to be fair, Midnight Express were mostly heels, so I guess the mannerisms and the behavior could carry over. They're mostly baby faces because they're fighting a heel tag team. Midnight Express were dominantly heels anyway, especially Jim Cornette.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that makes
I'm gonna
sense.
be
I'm
honest.
talking myself into being okay with it, I guess. Okay.
Jim Cornette, my favorite person in this match.
Honestly, dude, yeah. He's been my favorite part of every Midnight Express match, really. My favorite part were the managers last match. And now they're literally in this match. And I thought they incorporated the managers into the match
Very
very
well.
well.
Yeah, it wasn't like that Bobby Heenan shit where, he came in once to get the pin where he fell on top of him. Or, another time just to like kick him down, kick him while he's
No,
down 2 or 3 kicks. No, they actually
Cornette
fought.
takes some heat.
He
Yeah,
does,
Cornette
yeah.
gets his ass kicked a little bit here.
Mm.
Hey, this match features another one that's jumped ship. And this one kind of breaks my heart, but it's not going to break anyone's heart more than it breaks the heart of Bob Uecker. In the middle of this match, Jim Ross points out that this is the hometown of Vanna White. Man, Vanna White's jumped ship, dude.
Imagine Bob Uecker comes out like the Undertaker in a fucking coffin. He's like, "Where is she?"
I noted that Jack Victory, he's rocking the same dad bod as everybody else in this match, so he fits
Mhm.
right in. He may as well be a member of the Midnight Express, you know.
Yeah, might as well. We're literally looking at 4 dudes who are out of shape but love to wrestle with the boys.
And they're doing really fucking good at it. Like Bobby Eaton is just as good in this match as he was in the last one. I was pretty
Oh!
happy
I
to
forgot
watch the
something.
match.
I forgot
Okay,
something.
yeah.
And we're gonna act like we haven't.
Okay.
Oh, we haven't introduced the teams yet. Okay. I forgot I had a
Not
joke.
really. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right.
You
So
good.
yeah, we have a 6-man tag match, Cameron.
Okay.
We have
Loser leaves NWA.
yeah, loser leaves NWA. We have the original Midnight Express with Paul Heyman, and then versus the Midnight Express with Mr. Incredible. Oh, my bad, Jim Cornette. That's right. Sorry.
Yeah.
The red tights and
Yeah.
the black what do you call 'em, gloves. He looks like Mr. Incredible to me. So.
I
Um,
did note that his gear kills me. I love seeing Jim Cornette prepare for a fight.
Yeah. Yeah, his gear is my personal funny favorite of the night. I can't believe I literally make a joke about Jim Cornette. Don't forget it. Yeah, so we have we have the 6-man tag. How it starts out, it's Jim Cornette in the ring and he's like, I want you, Polly.
Yeah,
I want
he's
you. I want
begging.
you. And Polly's like, well, I want you to fight him.
Yeah. How
And he
about
gets out
fuck
of the
that?
yeah. He's like, here's fucking Randy Rose. Go fight him. Randy
Yeah.
Rose got to be the coolest name in this match, right?
It is a pretty good name. Did you notice
Randy.
every member of this match except Jack Victory? They're wearing matching gear.
Yeah, weren't two of the is it two of the people who are not on the same team? Weren't they on the same team before, right?
Well,
Or no?
yeah. Well, I think I mentioned last time like the original Midnight Express lineup was Randy Rose and Dennis Condrey,
Then
and
Condry.
then at some point Randy Rose was out and Bobby Eaton
Took
was
over.
in, and then after um, Dennis Condrey left, Stan Lane took over. So it actually is the current Midnight Express versus the original Midnight Express, minus Jack Victory randomly being subbed in.
Okay, yeah, that makes way more sense now.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, cause
trying, man. I'm
yeah,
trying.
two of them
I'm
are
trying
wearing
to Pepe
tights.
Sylvia board it
Yeah,
for you.
yeah, no, I got you. Dude, I love Paul Heyman's outfit though. The pink pullover and the white pant combo works perfectly for this match.
At some point, it looked like my eyes kind of went out of focus, and it looked like he was wearing an Easter bunny outfit. I
Yes,
love
no,
that.
I agree. Yeah, because it blends in very well at the stomach
It's
area.
so well,
Yep.
so well.
hmm what I also noticed about, especially the other tag team match as well, there's a lot more tag team run-ins that we've seen on this podcast at all. We hardly see
Mhm.
that. Hey, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna help my teammate. It usually happens in a match, but it's like later on, like towards the end. This happens all the time. They
Yeah,
constantly,
fuck the rules, dude.
yeah, like the Midnight Express, they ran in constantly to go help out their teammates, and it was I like it more like that, and I don't know if it's just like
There's more going on. It feels like
exactly it's more wrestling. It's yeah, and you've mentioned it before. Like WCW is more wrestling, while WWF was more of like we're painting the
the
bigger
show.
picture here. Yeah.
Yeah, the showmanship, the storytelling part, the over the top characters and shit.
hmm Yeah.
Whereas we're all in the same shape and wear the same color gear. We just like to fight each other
Yeah.
because most of us are drunk Southerners.
uh but yeah, so the other things that I were seeing was like when when they would bring Jim Cornette to the side, I thought we were gonna get another Bobby Heenan stuff, but he was literally like doing jabs like to the other people. Like he's like, fuck you, like no, get the fuck out of here. Um and there's the first part where the managers finally fight, Jim Cornette's on the ground, of course, and and you have Paulie come in. He gets his hits on him and everything.
Yeah,
Um,
he waits for Cornette to be like beaten
Dead
down by
in the
the
middle.
heels.
Yeah,
Because there was a point like Bobby Eaton is just tossed to the guardrail and eats all kinds of shit.
dude, it's
And
bad.
when
Yeah,
and they're beating him up, and then like Paulie dangerously comes in, and he goes to kind of punch it at Bobby Eaton, but the second Bobby Eaton starts to get up and swing at him, Paulie runs back to the corner and makes a tag. And
I think I mentioned
then
it
I think
last
like okay,
show, but yeah, Paul Heyman and I are the same age right now, there and here in real life.
okay,
Crazy,
yeah, I
and he's living my dream,
of managing the original Midnight Express.
dude. Hell yeah, I would kill for that job. His
But
hair, uh,
uh,
his sorry, his
his hair
hair.
is fucking wild right
It
now.
is wild. Yeah.
Like he looks like he should be carrying around that phone. Like he looks perfect for what he is.
Yeah. Oh, that's
I
good.
love how they get to like they do a triple heat in this match. So you literally get to a point where every member of the babyface team has a portion of the match where they're getting their asses kicked and they're trying to break away and get the tag to get free. And the way they get to Jim Cornette is so cool because like they're beating up Randy Rose and Cornette comes in to like get his free shot and then he gets caught. Uh, and then Cornette starts getting his ass kicked, which is really funny to me because seconds ago, Paulie tried to do this and he ran away before he got caught. Such a heel move. Jim Cornette coming in to punch the heel while he's having his ass kicked. Also, quite a heel move, and he gets caught with it. So, like, I do really like this that the Midnight Express are still cheating assholes. They're just fighting cheating assholes that the audience hates.
hmm
Like they have not changed who they are just because they're all of a sudden baby faces. Now they'll do the comeback and try to overcome and realistically should win the match if it's if it were done clean. But they don't really change who they are. Like they play babyface just well without compromising the history they've cultivated over the years.
Yeah, no, I agree. Also, you get the accidental punch on Randy Rose from Paul Heyman as well.
Perfect. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
that killed me actually. I
it
thought
did.
that was so funny.
Because they look alike. That goes back to your thing. Like, they all are the same person, just different variations
even,
of it.
e- even he can't tell them apart.
Um, Also, there's that one moment where Eaton's on the ground and Paul Heyman's tagged in, and he's beating up on him. He's beating up on him, and he's not hitting him hard enough quite yet. And then
Yeah,
Eaton finally gets up. He throws like a haymaker, and Paul like rolls out of the way and
yeah.
makes the
He
tag.
just bails. He just
Yeah.
bails and
hmm
gets a tag.
hmm uh, but yeah, I thought it was a pretty good match. Um,
I thought definitely so far this has been the best match of the show.
mhm. Yeah, at the
And
end
they didn't
we
even
kind of
have
have
to
like
do
a
anything. Oh, go ahead. You go first.
at the end we kind of have like that 3-on-3 moment where Randy Rose gets pinned and the Midnight Express wins by pinfall. Very sad for Paul
Yeah, they
Heyman.
do
He
like a
has to
double
leave.
flapjack or something.
Exactly,
Well,
yeah.
they pin Randy Rose, so I guess he has to leave.
Oh, because he was the only technical loser, right?
Yeah, so that was one thing I was kind of confused on is they made it sound like whoever got pinned had to leave, and then they pinned of all people Randy Rose
Oh well, hopefully
when
Dennis.
clearly this crowd was fishing for that Paulie dangerously gets pinned and has to leave.
Jeez, probably dangerously, bro. You gotta love him.
There But there was nothing like, in the last match I said it never felt like it got out of first gear, and the other one's like, oh, there's just nothing spectacular or exciting happening. It's just wrestling. They didn't do anything too like out of the box crazy here. I mean, that double flapjack was cool. That fucking crazy top rope drop kick that Eaton did right before the part where they get dangerously in so Cornette can kick his ass. Fucking insane. So like, but outside of that, like they didn't do anything like too out of the box crazy. They just told a really good story and like played the angle well.
Right.
And I thought by far up to this point, this has been the best match on the show. And you get the payoff of Cornette getting his hands on Paul Lee after chasing him this entire fucking time. So again, I was really thrilled with the Midnight Express versus the original Midnight Express match on a WCW NWA card. And I thought the managers being added into the match to make it like a
Made it
nice six
better.
man tag. Yeah, definitely. It added more to the angle and it made it different than it just being another fucking tag match, you know?
They didn't suck either. Like Paul and
No
Jim
one
were
sucked.
great. Yeah.
And if Jack Victory does suck, they didn't let him in the match long enough for me to see it. Because Jack
I
Victory
didn't think
really didn't
about
do a
that.
whole
You're
lot but
right. Yeah.
sweat. Yeah, all he really did was stay there, get hit a few times, and sweat. Like he really didn't contribute much. But
He was getting his
that's
numbers
probably
up, his steps in.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, and getting the rep in and to stay the fuck out of the way and let this match happen. So I don't know what happened to Dennis Condrey. You know, uh,
Rest
hopefully nothing. It was nothing bad at the time or what the fuck ever. But like Jack Victory, you stay in your lane here, bro. And now I don't have to compare you to Russian ass Asian.
yeah. Russian Ash Asian number 3. Jack Victory. Uh but yeah, as I mentioned, the Midnight Express wins. Not the original, the Jim Cornette team. I know it's
Yeah,
yeah,
the
that's
Midnight Express.
yeah, just the yeah. God, that's so annoying. But yeah, so our fourth match of the night. Or no, my bad. Real quick, we after the match we have a Ric Flair promo. One of the quotes that I took from it, he says, "Don't be ashamed of the butterflies, because it's gut check time, Steamboat." Thought that was pretty
I
cool.
I felt like Ric Flair kind of schooled Ricky Steamboat's promo.
Yeah, 100%. And it wasn't
Flair
even
just knows what to
close.
say, man. And
Yeah.
it's not the same kind. He's literally his promo style is almost literally like evil Hogan, whereas Hogan's like over the top and exciting and gets you so amped up. Where Flair's is like over the top and just fucking degrading. It just makes you almost hate him. Like Ric Flair, all of his promos, he literally just talks down to the audience and to his opponent and hyping himself up in such a way that it just almost kind of pisses you off. Like
Yeah.
he's figured it out, man. Like 89 Flair is a fucking demon. This dude is awesome.
40 years old, which is crazy. 40 years old
That's nuts, dude.
for 1949, yeah. And it doesn't help that every eighth word is woo.
Yeah. Hey, if it works, it works. So I noticed that he has Hiro Matsuda with him, and Barry Windham has Hiro Matsuda with him. And last show they had James J. Dillon, and it was like they were what was left of the Horsemen. But in this show, Butch Reed also had Hiro Matsuda. So can I can I just assume that Butch Reed might be a Horseman right now?
Oh, one of the four horsemen, right?
He's not, but like you know,
Oh, yeah. Okay. Now I got you.
he's got the same manager as Flair and as Flair and Barry Windham, and they were Horsemen.
Who is the four horsemen? Could you name them off top?
Well, right. Well, the other two were the Brainbusters, who are now in WWF. So it's just been the Horsemen.
Uh, gotcha. That makes sense. Uh, but yeah. So our fourth match. It's our first title match, Cameron. First title match of the night. We have the
Oh joy!
the NWA World Television title match. Rick Steiner with brother Scott Steiner, who was the current champion going in, versus Mike Rotunda. No Barry Windham. I don't know where he's at. But
Well, he's in the next
next
match.
match. But yeah, but he wasn't there to
Yeah.
like be his friend, you know.
Well, the important thing in this match is going to be where is Spike, but we'll get to that.
And Alex, what is Alex doing? And who is?
Alex is drawn onto Rick Steiner's hand. Probably not contributing much, unless he's talking to Mike Rotunda in one of the 5,000 headlocks that are applied in this match.
You think it's a kink, Cameron?
I don't know what it is. All I know is like, goddamn, bro, the two college boys. So Jim Ross is losing his fucking
Oh,
mind,
dude, you would have thought.
and they wrestle aggressively, but it's just like headlock. All right, I'm gonna pull his hair. Nope, I'm not gonna pull his hair. I'm gonna grab this hold. I'm gonna grab this hold. I'm gonna grab this hold. I'm just waiting for something else to happen. It gets so fucking stale.
You would have thought we were watching an actual college wrestling match. How many holds was going on in this? Um,
You would.
yeah, and I literally wrote match just started, and Jim Ross is already talking about Syracuse and Michigan being the colleges they went
He
to.
couldn't wait. He couldn't wait.
I mean, literally the first two, the bell rings, and he's like, Michigan and Syracuse, by the way, guys, where both of these men went to college, respectfully. Um, guess what? They wrestled and they played football there, by the way. Football. I'm Jim Ross. Go Oklahoma football. I'm Jim Ross, by the way.
Boomer sooner.
There you go. Whoa, there's a sport reference from you.
No, I don't. I only know that because Jim Ross said it 1,000 times over the years to the point where
Damn
like
it.
I was just like when I heard that someone saying that in reference to college football, I was like, that's weird that they would use a JR thing for their football team, but okay.
Jim Ross. Yeah, Boomer Soomer's a Jim Ross
It's
reference.
yeah, he deserves royalties for that.
Yeah, I agree. Scott Steiner, not a real person, dude. No way someone looks that fucking ripped, bro. There's zero chance.
Just you fucking wait.
He looks
That's not even
insane.
Big Papa Pump yet. That's just Rick Steiner's brother.
Oh, that's his chainmail gimmick he
Oh
does.
yeah, and he becomes massive as fuck and dyes his hair like bleach blonde and starts stuttering. It's crazy.
I don't know where they put in those Steiner boys cereal, but even like Braun Breaker right now is just crazy.
Oh yeah, dude. those are big dudes, massive fucking meatheads. But hey, guess what? Headlock. Got him in a headlock.
Uh,
I
Teddy,
At a certain point they were wrestling so aggressively, like how hard they put a hold on, and it's like they're trying to get across that they don't like each other. But you know what you can do in a wrestling match? You can fucking hit him.
yeah, yeah, just fucking get him. Not try to wear and tear your opponent down. I'm not here to watch you hold his arm or hold a headlock for
I,
2 minutes.
There
It's
comes
so
a point
annoying.
too where like Steiner actually does break and starts punching Rotunda, and then he's not even mounting him in the corner, but the crowd just starts counting anyway because they just been dying to fucking count all night.
I wrote,
And then oh, go
this
ahead.
is
Go
like
ahead.
a football player versus a gym rat.
No, it's not like that. This is what it is. Um, the worst crossbody ever is reversed into the worst pin ever, and I couldn't help but think that if this was WWF, that would have been a fucking 3. I just know it. Back to a headlock. Back to the headlock. I got it.
Also, there's the moment where fucking Mike Rotunda goes outside of the ring, and Rick Steiner waits in the ring on all fours like he's about to do like college wrestling, and it
Yep.
reminded
Yep.
me of the guy when I went to go watch you wrestle, and he was just barking at you inside the ring. Um,
Well, speaking of barking, there's a part where he like has him beaten,
mhm.
and he just stops. He just stops pinning to go. Hoo, 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 hoo. So he just start barking.
Oh, I thought you were gonna bring up something else about barking. Uh,
No,
Speaking
what?
about
What?
barking again, Kevin
Oh no. Okay,
Sullivan.
yeah, yeah. Here he comes.
Kevin Sullivan gets on the mic and goes, "Hey Rick, we know where you keep Spike in the locker room. How about I go pay him a visit?" And instead of Scott being the great brother he should be, he's just gonna stand there on the side of the ring, not gonna go follow Kevin Sullivan. His brother's dog is about to potentially get hurt by this man, and he's just gonna stand there and act like nothing's going on, and it is going to ruin Rick
Yeah.
Steiner, and he's gonna be thrown off, and he's literally just going to he's just gonna sit there and just not know what's going on. It literally reminded me of Hogan, going back to the medical with the doctors, with Elizabeth instead of going back out to help his fucking partner. It was reverse
Yeah.
that where
It
Scott
was
should have
reversed.
went
Yeah.
back there. And it's just like, what? Why is he still standing there? Like, go help! Like, go! It's Kevin Sullivan
It's your
versus
brother's
Scott
dog,
Steiner.
man.
Yeah. So,
That's a literal cult leader.
yeah,
He's wanting to
exactly.
kidnap your brother's dog. The
Yeah.
cult leader that hangs out with all the jocks. Why? What? Why is Kevin Sullivan in the varsity club?
I don't know, bro. Rest in peace, Kevin Sullivan. Gotta say it again.
Rest in peace, Kevin Sullivan. What did you think about this finish?
Um, Here, let me go to the finish part. Okay.
I mean, if you have more to before you get there,
Okay,
go
listen,
ahead.
I don't care that this ruins the next match. We have two of the exact same finishes in a row, by the way.
Okay, all right, okay, all right. I was gonna mention this. I was gonna mention this because the next match I thoroughly enjoyed until the dumbass finish.
Yeah.
Until they literally did this finish.
We had the exact same finish 2 matches in a row on the same
Hmm.
pay-per-view. I did have one more thing before we get into the finish. There's that moment where uh, fucking God, I'm forgetting names already. Where Mike Rotunda, he's trying to like, hey, let's be friends. Here, let's do a handshake. And Rick Steiner's looking at his hand where the Alex is, and he looks at him and he's like, no. And then he starts beating the shit out of him. He like looks at his hand, and Jim Ross goes, I guess Alex doesn't want them to be friends with each other.
No, no, I guess not.
Did you know that they played at Syracuse in Michigan?
Yeah, in Michigan, man.
I wonder
I
what
have
school.
heard that through the
Yeah,
grapevine.
I wonder what school Alex went to. Um, but yeah, Steiner thinks he won the match because he was holding Mike Rotunda in the sleeper. But Steiner's
Yeah.
shoulders were actually on the map, so he was technically pinning himself. And he lost
Yes.
the title by not paying attention. They played it off basically in the same role, like, hey, Rick Steiner, not that smart of a guy. So he lost that
They
way.
went they went out of their way to make Rick Steiner look stupid as fuck.
Yep.
Like this was weird.
It's sad.
And you do you remember how last show last time we watched this show, I told you about how Dusty Rhodes wanted Rick Steiner to basically job out Ric Flair and beat him 5 minutes in a cage and become world champion. I feel like somebody is pissy about that.
And so
And they're like,
yeah,
well,
they're
here's
like,
what you're doing now. We're not only are you losing the television belt, you're gonna look like a complete fucking fool in the process.
yeah, we're gonna make you look like the biggest idiot on television today. And good luck with that too. Also, your hand talks to you. It's, it is so bad. I feel so
Yeah,
bad
and
for
you're
Scott
scared about
Steiner.
your dog, but you're not too worried.
Yeah, and your brother gives two shits about it too. So
I didn't understand. Was Kevin Sullivan insinuating that they were going to kidnap the dog or that they had kidnapped the dog?
that yeah, he was saying we know where you keep her backstage. How about I go give her a visit? So or give him a visit, Spike.
Yeah, I mean, you think we'll ever see Spike, or will it be like a Matilda? Like,
No,
we saw Matilda all the time, and the Islanders stole her. But what's gonna happen with Spike in the Varsity Club, man?
I hope
When
I hope Spike becomes the
when
varsity
Ming
club's mascot.
the Varsity Club Bulldogs. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my
I
god.
I wrote a side note here that I can't wait for Jim Ross to be in the WWF, where like he's still gonna want to shoehorn sports trivia in about everybody, but he's also gonna have to do like the Vince McMahon shit, like giving out measurements for Stacy Keebler's leg. So he'll be like, "Those are 37 and a half inches long," and of course, her left leg used to play tackle for Florida, and her right leg was a defensive lineman for the UNC.
Dude, that is so good. That is so Dude, that is hilarious. Oh my god. Did you
I've,
write that?
I've
Or did
been
you just
sitting
go
on I've been sitting on this joke for like a
Oh,
week,
dude,
dude.
that is so good. Oh my god. That's
I
so
was gonna like save it until we had Stacy Keebler, and I was like, no, I'm gonna forget, so I'm gonna go ahead and do
Yeah, thank God you brought it up. Holy fuck, was that not great?
it.
God damn, that was good. I can't wait for him to do that now. I know he's not, but still, like,
No,
he's got to give it to me now. I demand it. I'm
I'm
gonna
I'm
call him
just
up
glad that
now.
I could put together that joke. Like I could say her right leg played tackle for Florida, and her left leg was a defensive lineman for the University of North Carolina. I'm just glad that I
Oh,
could put that sentence together.
yeah, guy who, yeah. No, I agree. That's great from you. Oh my God, my face hurts. That was
So,
hilarious.
so, so how do you feel about the match?
I was bored. I was bored, so bored.
God damn, was it boring, bro? It started off kind of cool, and then it was like, all right, it's starting to get repetitive, and then it was repetitive, and then a cult leader showed up,
The
and
best
then a
part
dog was
was,
threatened.
yeah, the best part was whenever Scott Steiner didn't go to the back to help out his brother's dog. That has to be the best moment of that match. Yeah,
I guess. Dude, this match was like, it was 16 minutes, 16 and a half minutes almost.
that's
Um,
crazy.
I don't want to see another Rick Steiner Mike Rotunda match. I'm
Never.
good.
Yeah.
It
Let
looked like they tried to do the same match as last time, and last time's match had a really weird finish too.
Was that the one where he was where what's his name was stuck in the
But yes, yes, it
Okay.
absolutely was.
Okay,
So,
good.
and we now know that if he hadn't been stuck in that cage, he would have used the time to go kidnap a dog. By the way, Kevin Sullivan has his own match to prepare for,
Yeah.
like soon.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, why wasn't Barry Windham out there? But I guess
Well,
there is a
Barry
match
Windham's in the
between.
next match.
Yeah, but before we get there, we have a Road Warriors Bob Caudle interview. Bob's basically saying they have a tough challenge in the varsity club, and Hawk's like, it's a tougher challenge for the varsity club. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
so
I wasn't really able to buy Road Warriors as baby faces here. Like,
yeah, they're too dark to be baby faces.
yeah, they don't have whatever it is that Demolition has that makes them work as a babyface team, I think.
Right.
Um,
Maybe it's the
but
spikes on the shoulder pads or the overbearing face paint might be it.
Yeah, that and the fact they don't sell for shit for the heels.
Yeah, the bad
That
hair, the
too.
bad hair. They have to fix the hair.
I fuck with the hair. It's like if they put
You
their heads
fuck with the
together, it would
hair.
plug. It would plug
It
in.
would
I'm
fix
cool
each
with it.
other. Yeah, they would make one
Yeah,
one head of hair. Yeah.
yeah. One head of hair. Yeah, exactly. There's a really strange. He goes, "They use bullets. We don't. Tell them why." And he just goes, "Dead men can't feel pain." What the fuck does that have to do with the varsity club?
I don't know. I guess maybe that's a Kevin Sullivan because he wears that cloak and
Kevin
his wig.
Sullivan won't use bullets. He's a cult leader. He's got a ceremonial dagger.
Yeah, I guess so. You're right.
They cut a promo on the wrong team. Who in the NWA is using bull? That'd have been the Freebirds, because they're all about like conservative right wing shit. I bet like why can't kids pray in school?
Yeah.
So it's like they want to have guns. So like that, save that promo for the Freebirds. But Varsity Club, I don't know. You like to play with balls? That'd have been better. Come on. That was right there. That's the low hanging fruit. But instead, we make up a gun fascination for Kevin Sullivan and Steve Williams, unless they're known for carrying guns, and I don't know about it. I guess I can't say that they don't.
Yeah, they could have been strapped. We would have no clue.
Fucking could have, I guess.
But our fifth
That might
match.
have been when they used it to fucking hurt Spike.
Oh, don't say that. That's sad.
Well, it's better than a ceremonial dagger.
Yeah, that's true. Could you imagine they cut to it backstage and Spike's surrounded by candles and he's wearing a cloak and there's a dagger in his hand? That'd be,
He's like
th-
he's stretched out. He's got like all of his limbs are tied in separate directions.
dude, that would have
He's
made that
stretched
match so
out.
much better. But yeah, our fifth match of the
Spike's in the
night,
shark cage.
we have another title match. We have the NWA US heavyweight title match, basically the US championship. We have Barry Windham, who was the champion, right, at this time?
The greatest U.S. champion of all time.
Yeah, versus with Hiro Matsuda. Is that how you say his name? You
Yeah.
said it like 30 times. I'm trying to piggyback.
Matsuda. Hiro
Matsuda.
Matsuda. Apparently, in a very similar situation of how like Ted DiBiase bought contracts from Bobby Heenan, Hiro Matsuda bought contracts from James J. Dillon, so that's why he has Barry Windham and Flair. And apparently, he also just picked up Butch Reed on his own. They're not like aligned or anything like that. Butch Reed apparently came back to NWA to do a feud with Junkyard Dog. That'd have been cool to see some of that shit, huh?
Yeah, it would have actually. Where's JYD when you need him?
And not on this show.
Yeah, versus Lex Luger for the U.S. Championship title. Match starts
Did you have
before the bell even rings. By the way,
Did you happen to know one of the first things they did was
what was it?
they went right to a fucking sleeper, literally after the last match ended with a sleeper.
I didn't write down the sleeper, but I just know it started with pushing and shoving and grabbing, and then the bell finally rang after a couple seconds.
I was like offended that the last match ended with a sleeper and this match began with one. And it just got worse because, as we've already mentioned, this match does the same fucking finish.
Yeah.
But it's okay because randomly in the middle, we're gonna cut the camera to an extremely uncomfortable close up of the White Sox manager, and we're just gonna leave it there for like a minute or two.
Yeah, I wrote I wrote WWF has New York Yankees, WCW has White Sox.
It'll just be they're gonna pander to whatever sports team they're nearby, of course. But apparently, like every damn football player in the world, or every Chicago football player, is at this show.
Yeah, and every other player played in the NFL for a couple weeks before they injured their ankle, so that's why they're fighting tonight.
Where is the NWA football player battle royal?
Holy shit, they need one fast. Don't they? We need one like what's the next pay-per-view? We need it there.
For WCW,
Yeah.
it's Wrestle War.
Yeah, we need. I better see WW or WCW football players. And we'll go college wrestlers too, so Rick Steiner can be a part of it. Um,
Yeah, for sure.
uh,
We'll throw the Russian ass Asians in there as well.
one cool thing. Oh yeah, 1 and 2. No, actually just one. I don't care for two anymore. I haven't seen him in a while. Um, Jim Ross. What's cool? He's talking during the beginning about who's going to be the face of wrestling in the '90s. He's like,
Hmm.
I'm guessing it's going to be Lex Luger or Sting. So I thought that was pretty
Yeah,
cool,
they're really pushing Lex Luger and Sting right now.
which is good.
Like hard. They're pushing them hard.
Luger fought Flair, right? Yeah, he's the younger of the two,
Yeah,
right?
and that match was awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, but hey, now he gets a title shot, another one. So
Yeah, just a step down, but it's okay.
what's
Hey,
pretty?
Luger goes up top and he misses. I love it.
There's a couple other of those tonight too. Um, the Barry
Well,
sucks
yeah.
chants were happening throughout the match. Also I wrote Lex Luger's body not real as well. Like
Yeah, fuck, bro. That dude is like we mention this every time we see somebody that's in like great shape, but they're putting in the work for their body. You gotta commend them, bro. Lex Luger shredded. He is still shredded. Lex Luger looks like a fucking like god, bro. He is chiseled
he's what Hercules wants to look like.
for real. Like Hercules looks at him, he's like, "Fuck, man, I'm almost there.
Yeah.
I'm almost there."
Maybe if I
If
go
I could just
rip
cut out
down.
that one bad habit that keeps my body fat percent at 5 instead of Lex Luger's like 1 or 2.
Yeah, I would love to see. Yeah, what his body percent or body fat percentage is. That'd be awesome. They should do
I'm
that.
pretty sure on TV they one time said 0%, but I don't fucking know if that's like,
That's
is that even
possible.
possible?
I don't think that's possible. Yeah.
I don't know. Well, if anyone could, I guess it'd be Lex Luger.
Both of them. Well, one of them actually has like a big injury, and I don't know if the other one actually does, but we get Luger bleeding from his right eye, and then
Yeah,
we
he gets
also have
busted open.
yeah, pretty early on too, right? I feel like it was like maybe three,
Yeah,
4 minutes in, and then we
yeah,
had
that was going on longer than the Barry Windham hand thing.
yeah his Michael Jackson hand, yeah.
I loved that detail of the match though, because I noticed that at first I was like, I really fuck with this look of him just wearing the one glove, and then I remembered like, oh right, he uses the claw, so I
Yeah,
guess
like
that's why he wears the glove.
that family. They use the mandible claw,
Yeah,
right?
like he's not quite the well, mandible claw is Mick Foley's thing where he
Oh,
puts like his fingers like in your mouth and grabs your jaw. This is just the claw where you put it like on their head. And I guess you're supposed to like the idea is you're squeezing like the temples in and something like that.
oh, okay.
Yeah, but he's not a part of that family, but it is the same, pretty much the same thing as that family.
Yeah.
But he just punches the fuck out of the ring post,
Yeah.
and now his hand is bleeding.
Mhm.
And I can't remember the last time I've seen an angle in a wrestling show or like a story element in a match where someone's hand is bleeding. Like you see hurt, injury, like injured hands and stuff like that. But I've never seen someone actually have their hand bleeding. It actually looked legit for a second. Like I was worried that this dude's hand was actually fucked. Then he kept punching people with it and lifting people with it. And I was like, he's either legit a badass or I don't know. Maybe this is just the angle, but still, I really like that story detail of the match. But the problem is the person that's overcoming their broken hand and fighting through the pain and having this miraculous comeback is the fucking heel.
Mhm. Yeah, so the
It's
guy
so
who
strange.
yeah, the guy who shouldn't be going through that is going through that. No, I get what you mean.
Like,
Barry
how is
Windham,
Wyndham a heel, dude?
he hits a great suplex off the top rope. Um,
Yes.
it was fucking insane. Um, but yeah, as we mentioned last match,
Here we go. Yeah, German suplex or whatever.
yeah, Barry pins Lex. But Lex had his shoulders up, basically the same finish as last match as what we
It's
said.
exactly the same as the last match.
Yeah. The person who was in charge got their shoulders on the ground, and they ended up losing. So yeah, so it's weird. It's weird how it looks. Barry's shoulders are down. Lex's contorted his body where his shoulders are up, so you can tell by looking at it. But you get
It
this.
just
Oh,
makes Barry Windham look stupid.
yeah, it does bad.
And Steiner, okay, his gimmick is he's
Yeah,
stupid.
you're already
But
doing that for him.
Barry Windham's is he's like the next fucking dude. He's heel number 2 behind Flair. He should be like aware that his fucking shoulders are down on a move that he hit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just didn't like it. Especially like if they're gonna go through all this trouble of having him break his hand, fight through the pain, have his hand bleeding, still manage to pull that suplex off even through the pain. He basically still kicked Lex Luger's ass with one hand,
Mm-hmm. He
but then
literally
beat himself.
he literally wins, and doesn't he do like it's kind of like a tombstone? What would you call that move that he does on
He
him
just
after
gives
he
him a
wins?
regular like pile driver, just
Pile
a little.
driver, which was insane
Yeah,
for a guy who broke his hand.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Also that, his hand's still broken. By the way, I thought the match was good. I really liked the match, but that finish fucking killed me.
Yeah.
I really hated that finish.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
it
It kills
ruined to
you
me what
good.
was a really good match up until this.
Yeah. I would. Why couldn't they just let Lex just pin him normally? If you're gonna let Lex win anyway, why not just let him pin him? Not. Why do we have to do the exact same
Right.
thing I just watched?
He's he's Lex Luger. He's jacked. I
Mm-hmm.
could believe Lex Luger could beat Barry Windham in a fight.
Mm-hmm. And then
Especially if Barry Windham's hand is broken.
yeah, yeah, especially if his fucking hand's broken. But after the match, quick, oh he hit that move on him, and now it's like, all right, Bob Caudle, and Bob Caudle, he's interviewing Mike Rotunda, talking about how he won the belt, and Rick needs to stay out of his way, that he's done with Rick, and I'm Mike Rotunda, and we just killed his dog, 'cause
Or,
that's what we
yeah, or
did.
whatever they said.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know, man. I don't know about this. I wrote Mike Rotunda interview, not great. And
Yeah, it was like, yeah, it was whatever at the end of the day.
then
Um,
cut to Ross and Magnum reminding us that Rick Steiner's fucking stupid.
Ross and Magna reminding us that Rick Steiner played at Michigan. Michigan.
Yeah.
That's where he went to
Well,
school.
if he had paid more attention in class at Michigan State University.
Yeah, then he would have been smart enough to realize his shoulders were on the ground.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we have our sixth match of the night. We have the Road Warriors, who are the current champions, versus with Paul Ellering, versus the Varsity Club, for the, what'd you call it? The
It's the NWA World Tag Team Championships.
NWA World Tag Team.
Yeah, and the detail that we're just completely ignoring is that the Varsity Club are the US Tag Team Championship, or at the US Tag Team Champions, sorry.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
that's just
So
so
there we
weird.
go.
Yeah.
I don't really have a lot of like notes for this match. It wasn't long. It was only 8.5 minutes. Honestly, cool.
I wrote, here we go. It's the big boy's turn to shine. We only have four big dudes. Kevin Sullivan's a small guy, but he's big in
Yeah,
stature, if you understand.
yeah. He's stout.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. Then I wrote
But
Road
I think I
Warriors,
mentioned
terrible
though that
idea.
like his torso is like it's got some size on it, but his limbs are kind of lanky, and he just kind of looks like the Lorax. Like he looks like he's built like the Lorax. Like I can literally see this guy being Mike Wazowski. You know.
Yeah, yeah. That's good, dude. You're killing it tonight, bro. I'm not. I'm gonna say it. You're killing it. You're at least
I found
three
my
for
groove, I
three
guess.
right now. Uh,
I found my groove, I guess.
there's a
It
lot
just took
of
a show I didn't like that much.
oh yeah, I guess so. The Road Warriors hit a crazy clothesline on Steve Williams. Also had a lot of tag team interference, like I mentioned earlier, like this one. Especially the Road Warriors, they've worked very well, and even the Varsity Club, like constantly going in and helping out your partner, especially while the ref was distracted. Um,
Hmm.
Varsity Club does a
Yeah,
great.
I thought Sullivan and Doctor Death were like a pretty good team here. I like them
Yeah,
pretty well. I
they are.
think.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, the Varsity Club does a great job at keeping the advantage, like really early in the match with quick tags and double teams. Steve Williams, fun fact, you call him Doctor Death, right? Is that his other nickname?
Hmm. Yeah,
He played at Oklahoma. So if
yeah. So that's why he's Jim Ross's favorite wrestler in the world ever.
exact. So if you write that down, Jim Ross mentions it at an hour and 53, hour 54, hour 55. Yeah, Steve Williams played at Oklahoma. Also, we get to cool see Hawk actually gets one of those good hot tags where he literally just gets in the ring and starts beating the shit out of both the Varsity Club members, which was very fun. Um, and yeah, if you didn't have anything else about this match, I can finish it
Okay.
off.
Well, I got that. There's at some point here during the match, they just stop wrestling in the ring, and Sullivan attacks Animal on the outside, and I can't really tell what's happening. Um, there's a moment where Animal's reaching for Hawk, but Doctor Death does like this drop toe hold, and Animal awkwardly tumbles forward, and then he like falls backwards onto his back. I thought he broke his leg. That shit looks so awkward and just painful. Um, Animal's selling was so weak here. It didn't look like anything hurt him. He just never looked like he was in peril. He looked like he was fucking bored. And then maybe after he punches Dr. Death for the 70th time, he hits the ropes. Now, the entire time he's been taking this heat, if he could have just ran to the ropes, he could have just ran to his partner. And then a hot tag happens, and as you said, Hawk is kind of like killing everybody and kicking their asses. And then this fucking mess of an ending happens.
Yeah,
Where I guess if you want to try to explain this, and then I'll shit all over it.
well, I wrote Hawk definitely the better Road Warrior by
Yeah.
far. Yeah,
Or at least in
Animal.
the context of this match.
Yeah, Animal was awful. And I hate to
Yeah,
say
the
that
dude
for him.
fucking sucked in this match.
Hmm.
Whether he was phoning it in or what, Animal was dog shit in this match. This was fucking rough. R.I.P.
Are both of them or just Animal?
Yes, both of them.
Oh, that's so sad.
And Animal more recently.
Oh wow. But yeah, so basically how the match ends is Hawk and Sullivan were fighting outside while Animal and Kevin were fighting on the inside. The Road Warriors, basically all four members get into the ring at one time, and
Yeah.
it's confusing. No one really knows who the fuck the main two people are. I
Yes, they
thought
do. Yeah, we do.
you did.
we we 100% knew that it was Hawk and Kevin Sullivan.
I Oh, I guess
We
so. Yeah.
100% knew that
Yeah, I guess
because the
so
hot
because they
tag
were
was on
fighting
to
outside.
Hawk.
Yeah, yeah. I guess they were fighting outside. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, which leads into it. Okay, then never mind. I guess I did know, because I think they even mentioned like Hawk and Sullivan are the legal men, and they're both outside the
Yeah.
ring. Yeah, both of them are going for a pin. I don't know if it was Teddy Long, but he's counting three for one of the people, and then he's like, "Oh wait, no, it's actually over here," and he counts to three, and the Road
Hold
Warriors
on a minute,
win
playa.
and
Look,
retain the
man, if there's
titles.
anybody that knows how to ref a tag team match, it's Teddy Long. I promise you. Okay, so here's my issue with this. Again, um, what is the deal with making all of these people look stupid? In WWE or F, when we have a stupid finish, it's at least like maybe the wrestlers are too caught up in the fact that they're fighting outside and they can't hear the ref counting. Sure. They go up top and they miss their splash that never works. Sure. But these finishes are like I'm not kicking out even though I clearly feel my shoulders on the mat. Or right here, these are the World Tag Team Champions and the U.S. Tag Team Champions. And I'm supposed to believe that Dr. Death cannot keep track of if he is or is not legal. Like this is like world-class wrestling, like national television audience. We're supposed to believe these are the best of the best in the world, but they can't keep track of something as simple of I'm not legal. This is so strange to me.
Yeah, it is. And
And
I agree.
and it doesn't protect the Road Warriors in any way because even though he wasn't legal, Hawk was getting pinned much longer than Kevin Sullivan was.
Yeah,
Now, granted, he could have just not been kicking out because he knew he wasn't legal,
yeah,
but
just
I'm
taking a
not buying
rest.
that because he wasn't selling at all. So why the fuck would he stay down that long? I just hated. I didn't like this match, honestly. I thought this was by far the weakest match on the show. So thank God it was the shortest. Um, I'm not really sold on the Road Warriors yet. I didn't like them that much last show, and I definitely didn't like them here. I'm quite a fan of the Varsity Club though.
Yeah, they grow on
Just
you like
for
mold. Yeah, I agree.
just for and honestly, I think what does sell it for me is Kevin Sullivan. I like that they have this weird cult leader friend who's not a jock whatsoever. Like Rotunda looks like a sports guy. Doctor Death, sports guy. Kevin Sullivan, no, no.
Oh
I
God.
think that's really all I got for this match. Oh, but by the way, all 4 members of this match have passed away.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
sorry to just fucking bring down the mood and shit, but yeah, because earlier I mentioned that we had said R.I.P. Kevin Sullivan, and I mentioned the Road Warriors that both passed, but Doctor Death himself is actually dead too.
damn. Soon or sooner? Yeah.
Uh, Late '90s, 2000 maybe,
Mm.
probably '99, I believe. I know he shows up in WWF like once or twice somewhere in like mid to late '99, and then he's not really ever seen again. But I think that is because he ends up passing away.
Oh,
Anyway,
okay. Okay.
Lex Luger cuts a promo you can't hear.
Yeah, cuz the first 15 20 seconds of it is basically just chitter chatter from the ring and some dude over the intercom talking about random shit. But after that though, we get a video
Oh, hey,
pack.
real quick,
Oh,
what did you think of that tag match though? Because I kind of like jumped the gun there.
yeah, I didn't really care for it. It sucks whenever one part of the team that you're supposed to go for is awful and animal. And Hawk is just 10 times better than him. And they
Well, to
get
be fair, Hawk didn't have to be in the ring that much, so we don't know for sure like what he can and can't do. But I get what you're saying though.
I
Like
guess so.
he did his part a lot better than Animal did his. I
Yeah.
get you. I
Yeah.
get you for sure on that.
If Animal is supposed to be the guy who gets his ass beat, then do a better job. No offense,
Yeah.
Animal.
No, no, you're exactly because that selling was just not there.
Hmm. But yeah, I mean it was whatever. Yeah, definitely top two worst matches of the night. It's not worse than the first
Yeah.
one, but it's not better
Yeah.
than the other tag team by far, and that's for damn certain. Uh, so yeah, so after the Luger interview, we get a video package of what basically led to the fight of Steamboat and Ric Flair. Did you have anything on this package at all? Because I didn't really have
I
to.
thought the package was kind of crazy because like we it's what it's them like they're fighting in the ring. They start fighting and Steamboat is like ripping his suit off. So eventually Ric Flair's just wrestling Ricky Steamboat in his underwear
in
because they
front of
stopped fighting and stopped doing wrestling moves.
in front of like six of his girls too. Six of Ric Flair's girls.
Yeah, one of them looked exactly like fucking Charlotte. So
Whoa.
yeah, time traveling, I guess. But you know,
Yeah.
um, I saw that there's this moment here. Ross goes, "We've seen 2 champions crowned in 3 matches. Will the third time be a charm?" And I was like, "No, it won't. It wasn't. We just saw the third time." But whatever. I'm also just like getting pissy at this show at this point because I feel embarrassed that I was like, "Hey, Chi-Town Rumble, woo!" and then this is what we have. Although this main event is gonna more than make up for it.
Yeah,
Um,
it is by a long shot.
and then I think Ross goes, I don't know anybody who could be better prepared for Ricky Steamboat than Ric Flair. I got an answer for you. The Honky Tonk Man.
That is
Because he
true.
beat Ricky Steamboat.
That's my true goat. I was
Yeah,
looking.
and then okay. Go ahead.
I was looking at WWE 2K24 the other day, and or 25, whatever the new one is that we had. Uh, there's actually like a honky tonk bundle you can buy, and I was like, I think it's
Well,
worth the
that's
five
perfect.
dollars. Yeah, I thought about buying it. You also get
Probably
like
the
some
best
other
$5
people.
we'd ever spend.
Yeah, it's like you get Honky Tonk and Jimmy Hart too, and you also get Sensational Sherry, and like some other tag team. I just forgot their name.
Hey, you remember that she was Peggy Sue, right?
Yeah,
I don't think we brought that up last time, and you were like, "I hate Sherry Martel. She's fucking her sensational Sherry's being so annoying." And not once were we like,
oh
"Peggy
yeah, wasn't
Sue."
she Peggy Sue? Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think we said it at all. uh, but yeah, man, Matt, here we go. We literally have the main event.
Well, we have to first point out that basically every fucking Chicago Bear is there. To the point where I don't know if there's any regular people attending the show. I think everyone in the crowd is a sports star in some fucking way.
Yeah, everybody is a Chicago Bear. You're right.
Everybody in the crowd just
Dude,
plays some kind of Chicago sport. Like, there's
that would
not,
be
if you did not
awesome.
play a sport in Chicago, you weren't allowed to go to the Chi-Town Rumble.
That would be awesome. Man, that's hilarious. Dude, they really went back to that one guy who was their draft pick about 30
Oh, yeah.
times throughout the night. They loved
You
him.
just get random shots of him, and you can see him, like, look at the screen and see that he's there, and he's just like, oh, fuck, okay, I guess I gotta look fucking back forward if I want to watch wrestling. Okay.
Very close up. Yeah, very close up. But yeah, match number 7, we have Ric Flair versus Ricky the Dragon Steamboat Cameron for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. That World Heavyweight
Were
Championship,
you excited?
yeah,
Were
I
you
was excited.
excited for this?
Yeah.
Did that little fight scene beforehand help at all?
The build
Like,
up?
did it make you more excited? Yeah, that little segment where they beat the shit out of each other while he tore Flair's clothes off. Did that do anything to like give you more interest for this match?
No.
Okay. I honestly kind of liked the segment. I thought it was really fucking I don't know, just the chops that they do were crazy, and then him pulling Ric Flair out of his expensive ass suit kind of killed me, and then Matt Suda coming in and basically like holding Steamboat down so Flair could get the better of him. Steamboat even did like a fake pin to show him he's got his number. I kind of enjoyed this segment.
What I thought was good about it is like they're showing that, Ric Flair's top dog, but not for too long because we have someone who's gonna bite back type shit. Because
Yeah,
we literally got to see he was chopping with him. Like Ric Flair's
yeah,
chest was red as well as Ricky Steamboat's. So I mean, that's the one part I liked about it, as it's like,
yeah. They were
hey,
chopping the fuck out of each other.
yeah, they're like, hey man, you're not the only one who knows how to wrestle, by the way.
Oh, certainly not. 'Cause- All right, sorry. We can go to the match now. I'm sorry. I keep getting sidetracked.
You're good. So what'd you think about it? I have a lot of notes.
Of this match,
Yeah.
this match was fucking incredible.
Yeah.
To where like I have to
Literally,
literally hold it against that WrestleMania 3 match, and I think this might be better, dude.
I think it is too. It literally
Okay.
starts out everything that Ric Flair tries to do on
Yeah,
Steamboat for the first 5 minutes of, or first three, I'm not, yeah, first 3 minutes of this match. Steamboat is countering it and then
yeah.
starts to pin him. Literally
He's
every move.
consistently a step ahead.
And then literally after they get done with that little moment they have where it's counter, Ric Flair's gonna do something counter by Steamboat to pin. Flair gets him in the corner, chops him, and then Steamboat comes back with a huge chop that knocks literally Flair on his ass, and it was fucking wild. That like got me out of my seat whenever I saw like
Hmm.
Steamboat's chop on Flair, and he's like on his ass. I'm like, oh my god, this is about to be amazing.
It this match maybe got like 5 or 6 minutes in before I thought to myself like this is already the best match on the show. Like already.
Yeah.
Like these two can stop wrestling and take a steaming shit all over the ring, and Steamboat can do a crossbody but accidentally have his shoulders on the mat and get pinned, and I'd still love
You
this.
deal
Like
with
this
it?
still be a better match.
Okay.
Yeah, I just deal with it because this this opening was so good. And knowing that like, I've mentioned before Ricky Steamboat would say in an interview that like, when he would wrestle with Randy Savage, they would write out the whole thing and they'd, try out certain spots on house shows and pick out the ones that they liked and construct a whole match and write the whole thing out. Whereas Flair, they'd be like, hey, here's what we're going to do at the very end, and then just go out here and wing it. To think that this match was possibly just called on the fly and like not really prepared as heavily as the Savage Steamboat one from WrestleMania 3, kind of crazy, kind of insane. And it just kind of really gets over the point of how good these two are. And I don't know if at 89 if there's a better pairing right now, because Savage isn't getting to be the world champion that we want him to be right now. Ric Flair is getting to be that champion. Like Ric Flair had a fucking killer match last show with Lex Luger, and now we're watching this.
Yeah, I
You see
mean,
what I'm saying?
yeah, Ric Flair only produces heaters.
Yeah, and I'm getting to see Ricky Steamboat be a top level babyface and have a main event match for a world title. And he's not disappointing. He's not looking like he's, destined for the mid card or whatever. This dude looks like he belongs with, like, in the ring with the best in the world.
Yeah, and it's sad he never got that at WWF really. Like I
No,
mean,
it's a real travesty, really.
yeah, he
Like
got
this
that
dude's really
WrestleMania
good.
3, but yeah.
Yeah, he got that big moment there, and like we love that moment, but it just knowing that nothing ever really came of that moment other than that match living on in history as being one of the best matches in WrestleMania history or wrestling history. But even still, like we're already seeing this match and like, hey, I think this might be better than that one.
Savage or Flair, who's a better wrestler right now?
Right now, probably Flair as like wrestler, performer, and like overall, presentation and character, definitely Randy Savage. But Ric Flair isn't presented as like I don't think he presents himself badly as a character. He's just not as over the top and extravagant as Macho Man. But Ric Flair looks like a world champion. You know what I'm saying? Like he does not look like he shouldn't be in that role. He doesn't look like he was,
Yeah, he
just
presents himself very well. No, I understand what you're saying.
yeah, he presents himself like a big deal, a legend, and someone you should be lucky to be in the presence of.
There's also during this match, what's cool is like Jim Ross is talking not about sports. He's saying that Steamboat grew up with a blue collar family, while Ric Flair got that golden spoon. Like his dad was he's some type of doctor, and like these two grew up in very different ways of life of everything. And didn't Steamboat, he came from Hawaii, correct? That's where he's originally from.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, which is, I mean, that's even cool in itself. Like best Hawaiian born wrestler of all time.
Perhaps we'll have to see who else pops up from Hawaii.
Yeah, the Islanders. uh,
I think Yokozuna might be like actually Hawaiian, even though he's presented as Japanese,
when
like
does he
as like a
show up?
sumo wrestler. I think like 90, like early 90s somewhere.
WWF only.
I think so.
Good. I can't wait to see him. That's like me. I think I told you, like, I'd look up Big Show versus Great Khali versus Big Daddy V versus Yokozuna, just trying to hoping that match actually happened in life, but it never did. Uh, I got a couple cool things. We have like a kind
Okay.
of crisscross we have like this crisscross action, um, and then Steamboat does a leapfrog, which leads to a double chop on Flair, and then
I
as
love that double chop.
yep, and then as Flair literally gets hit with a chop, he falls out of the ring. Like it was, I literally wrote
Hmm.
picture perfect scene. Like I had to rewatch it twice. But then, like, there's an even crazier scene about 5 minutes later that's even better. Ric Flair, like I mentioned, 40 years old. This man is 40 years old doing this, taking the Ric Flair bump still. I'm going to fall out of a ring and look like a complete idiot for you, Ricky Steamboat. He's doing this for
Hmm.
you. And it's,
Oh yeah. Well, both of these two made each other look like $1 million. Like these two were working together very well.
yeah. hmm what I noticed, a lot of flash photography was going on. I don't know when they
Yeah,
banned that, but it was awful
I
during
don't
this
I don't think
match.
they ever ban it. Technology just advances to the point where we don't need it, and everyone's cameras are going to be on their phones instead of like expensive big ass cameras with flash bulbs.
Like there was a time where Flair is like hitting Steamboat's face against the security rail, and there's people literally around them just flashing their cameras like right on top of him, like four at a time. It's like here, let me get this angle, flash. Let me get this angle, flash. Um, okay, I gotta talk about it, and this is
All
the other
right.
moment I was saying. Ric Flair is a fucking animal. He goes
Mm-hmm.
to so basically he's beating up on Steamboat. Steamboat gets the advantage by doing some chops on him. Steamboat then throws him into the turnbuckle. Flair does a crazy flip over it, goes out
Mm-hmm.
on the side of the ring, or what's it called? On the apron, right?
The apron. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Walks over. This is all in one motion. Walks over, gets on
yeah.
top of the turnbuckle, does a cross body. Ricky,
Flair hits a fucking crossbody, dude.
yep. Ricky kind of reverses it midair,
Uh huh.
and then does like it's kind of like a small package, right? Some type of thing like
Yeah, he
that.
reverses it to his own pin. Yeah,
And it's like, holy shit!
and that's
Like,
not even like the end of that sequence.
what happens after? I
Because
was just really
well,
excited.
because Flair
Oh
kicks
yeah,
out,
I
but
know.
he
Yep.
immediately catches
Figure
the figure
four.
four.
Figure four. And dude, is that figure four not in for a good 2 minutes? Does the figure four hurt? Have you
Yeah,
that ever happened to you?
I mean, if yeah, I'm sure if people put the correct amount of pressure, yeah, yeah. That I will say that like in my experience, and I could be wrong, like that whole thing of rolling over to reverse the pressure is bullshit. It just makes it hurt more.
Hey, well, I guess that makes you want to get out of it more. So
I guess. What was that about? I had something here. Oh yeah, I Steamboat does this again. He did this in the match with Rick Rude, I think, at like last year's Royal Rumble, where he's in a hold and he just starts like tapping on the mat and banging on it. And since it's 1989, that doesn't mean he loses by or since it's 1989, it doesn't mean he gives up yet. So he just does this a lot, and I don't like it just because I'm looking at it with future eyes, knowing that like if this match happened now, Ricky Steamboat would have lost right here because he tapped out, and it's kind of weird. But I try to not let that like take away from it or distract me too much, even though I'm here talking about it now, because that's not how it worked back then. Um, so to everybody else in real time, this was just Steamboat selling, whereas I'm like, what the fuck is going on? But I didn't let that distract me and let it like bring this match down at all for me. I just kind of like tried to put it out of my head, and I'm just talking about it now to get over it, just to cope with it and to keep moving.
I wonder if anybody in here gets distracted in the match. Oh wait, they do. So what happens is there's this point in the match where so Ric Flair and the ref they're pushing each other back and forth for a second. You know, they give each other like a little push. Um,
Hmm.
Ric Flair is trying to pin Steamboat at this moment and is using the middle rope as leverage. And Tommy Young, the referee, is literally on the ground right below where his legs are. And if he looks up, he can say, "Hey, you're on the ropes." But they do it 3 times in a row where literally he's counting 1, 2, Steamboat kicks out, feet back on the middle rope, 1, 2, kick out, and I don't know if he catched it. I think maybe on the third time he was just like, hey, get that shit off here. Like, we're not doing that. But yeah, Tommy
Flair
Young.
did this kind of thing a lot. Like when he had the figure four on, he was even doing the thing where if the ref was focusing on Steamboat, asking him if he gives up, Flair would like reach over and pull on the ropes a little bit to get a little more leverage on him.
I don't understand that. I don't feel like it. I don't know if it actually does it
I,
give you more leverage?
I mean, even like, yeah, I mean, it gives you leverage to pull on, to pull and like you stretch his legs out a little more with yours. So I mean, yeah, that part is at least like somewhat legit. I can't say it's gonna fucking kill you and make it hurt that much more, but that's not the point, really. It's not like oh, this is what's gonna, send you over the edge and make you tap. It's like here's a little bit of extra damage I get for free because I'm taking a small shortcut,
Yeah. All
because
right.
I'm bending the rules and taking advantage of it. It's that dirtiest player in the game shit that he's known for, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I got you. All right. Are you have anything else? Or are you ready for the finish?
I'm ready for the finish.
Okay. So, Steamboat goes up top. Is it called I wrote down Geno chop. Is that what they said?
A what?
I think is it called a Geno chop? I might have misheard Jim Ross.
Oh,
Um,
judo.
Judo chop. Okay. Yeah, so Steamboat hits a judo chop on Ric Flair. But actually he hits the ref as well. Steamboat jumps off the top rope and no one's home. So Teddy Long comes out and he's like, hold on, playa, let me help you out here. So he's trying to like help Tommy Young. He's like, blah blah blah. Man, I'm so sorry. Um, Steamboat then he does a small package on Ric Flair. Teddy Long sees it, jumps in, probably the fastest Teddy's ever moved in his life. He gets the
Probably.
one,
He
two,
really wanted
three,
this too.
and yeah, Steamboat wins.
And Steamboat wins the fucking world title, man. After all this shit we've watched in WWF and watched all the Steamboat matches after that big moment at WrestleMania 3 for only for us to miss the entire title reign because by the next show he had already lost the title.
Yeah, 68
Here
day
we are.
title reign, some shit like that.
He is now the world champion.
Dude, I'm not
And
gonna
that's
lie,
pretty fucking cool.
it made me feel so good. Cause
And I know at one point I think I had accidentally like spoiled for you that Steamboat would win the title at Chi-Town Rumble, and it seems to have slipped under your radar. And I'm glad it did because I hope this kind of caught you off guard.
I was thinking about making a video as a short and going on WWE 2K and doing like what should have happened at Chi-Town Rumble,
You
but
didn't have to,
yeah, no, I was
because
flirting with
this
the
is what
boys.
should have happened at Chi-Town Rumble.
Yeah, zero chance I make a video. Ric Flair should have won. No, but it makes you feel so good, like especially after all the shit we saw that happened to Steamboat. I mean, it's just like icing on the cake. Like he deserves it. He's one of the top 5 wrestlers in the '80s, and
Yeah,
he yeah
definitely.
yeah he deserves a full Hardly, and
Who,
I'm very proud of him.
who would you put then? Like if right now we had to say the top five that of let's say 88, 89. Can because we're kind of short into 89 right now. We just gone through 88.
Yeah.
Who would you say are your top five?
All right. So yeah, it had to be Macho Man.
It it doesn't have to be any order, I guess, but like
Oh,
your
okay,
your
that's fine.
top five for the time period right now, because it'd
Okay.
be hard as fuck to rank these people.
Yeah, it'd be I yeah, it'd be Macho, Flair, Hogan. Uh, damn. Well, I don't. Oh
Because you got to
man.
put Steamboat, right?
Yeah, but I don't want to leave off Ted. I mean, I could put Ted at
Yeah,
5.
I'm damn near thinking like Barry Windham in my five, bro.
Yeah, he's not bad at
Um,
all. We haven't seen a bad Barry Windham. Um,
but also Honky Tonk Man is so great,
I fucking love him, man.
Even
I
though
hate that
even
he's
though he's kind of
fading.
fallen off since
He's fading
since he's
bad.
like
Yeah.
lost the Intercontinental title, And also we have Ultimate Warrior on the come up too. We've got Rick Rude that's doing some dastardly heel shit.
I'm
We've
not
got
gonna
Bret Hart
say
on the other show, bro.
I'm not gonna say Andre because like
I wouldn't say Andre either
if it was
at this point.
86, yeah, I would say Andre.
Yeah, if it was 86, 87, I'd absolutely say Andre, but I don't
Yeah,
think you can in 89.
I don't think
But
you
I
can
also don't think you can say
either.
Big John Studd, even though he won the Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
But I
last full
definitely think
finisher.
you got to put Hogan, Savage, Flair, Steamboat. But honestly, like if you're going for a certain type of top five, you could probably find somebody else that you'd want to put in there more than Hogan.
Mhm.
But I think Sting, Lex Luger, and Barry Windham all have solid arguments to get into that top five. And I think Bret Hart as well could potentially be somebody that should be in there. I don't know where the British Bulldogs are right now, but Davey Boy is definitely one of the top guys in the world.
Hmm.
But like my five would be Hogan, Savage, Flair, Steamboat, and then Barry Windham. I think as far as like the five best right now.
Yeah. I don't know. I just we haven't seen too much of Ted. If it was non wrestling wise, I'd have to put Ted in, but it is
Oh,
wrestling wise.
absolutely. Characters, yeah, characters. Ted DiBiase, Hulk Hogan, absolutely.
But I just think he's just like such a big person right now, and it's just like it's hard for me to keep him on the list. But I don't.
Yeah, but he's also kind of like slipping down the card too because he's gone from managing Andre and being like the top heel to being upset that Hercules Hernandez doesn't want to be a slave,
You know what?
But he's still putting on great matches.
Red Rooster.
Yeah, yeah, fuck you. Hey, we also wait, no, fuck.
Bad
Bad
News
News Brown.
Brown.
Where
Fuck. Actually deserves it. Bad News
how did we
Brown.
just leave that dude out, dude? Bad News Brown's been actually it's him at number one, and then the other four in whatever order.
Bad News Brown won a Royal Rumble. If
But
Bad
I
News
think for me, Barry Windham's that fifth one.
if Bad News Brown, he should have showed up, right? This has been a great time to introduce him. WCW.
Hacksaw, Bad News Brown. Yeah.
Cash cash in his battle royal win. That
On Steamboat.
yeah, literally gave him nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, real quick after this match,
Oh my god.
the celebration was insane.
It was very cringy for me. I liked it, but it was for the wrong reasons.
There was that moment where champagne was
Oh,
poured all
here
over.
comes here come the boys with the champagne. I'm a family man, guys. Remember that when I said I was a family man? I don't really drink alcohol. Okay, all right, yeah, alcohol's all in my fucking eyes now.
And he couldn't
Okay, he's like,
see, and he was trying to
he,
talk. It was so annoying. And then they
I
get
really,
fucking
I'm so
poured.
happy to be here in the NWA and trying to bring this back to the top of the industry like it should be. Fuck, fuck.
Poor Bob Caudle, he gets sprayed on, and you could tell he's annoyed. And
Oh yeah.
literally, literally, you have he gets off like the little pedestal they're on to make him look taller, and then he has to get back on it. But yeah, you could tell he was just like, "Fuck this! This is so stupid." Um,
But it was also a really wholesome and organic moment. I
it
thought, like,
was, yeah.
everyone in the segment, everyone that they show backstage, and I feel like everybody in the, everybody watching at home, us right now in the future, and in that audience, we're so happy for Ricky Steamboat to win that world title. I
100%.
honestly, like, I cannot think of a world title win that we've seen that's felt this great. You maybe Savage, but like, you know. I I don't know. This felt like the biggest, probably the best feel good moment we've had. Um, I don't know if I want. I don't know. Maybe I can say the entire podcast we've done so far. Like I loved this. Just seeing this after all the like we've mentioned, all the stuff we watched Steamboat do, all the matches, all that shit. Just seeing him finally win the world title here, it just felt really cool to see and experience this.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing like everybody in the back genuinely happy to like have him back in the company, have him as the world champion. It's really great, especially at a time where like shit's changing for NWA, and we're heading into this weird direction where people are in charge of us that we don't really know if we can trust or how well they're going to run this. But at least our world champion is fucking great. And the guy that he's feuding with is like the biggest money draw in the fucking world, other than Hogan maybe.
Good to see they're going in the right direction finally.
I mean, look, eventually Flair's gonna get the world title back,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's gonna be this like pissant title reign that the Intercontinental title was. Hopefully not. Like, hopefully we'll get to see 2 or 3 Ricky Steamboat title defenses over the years,
Yeah,
or not over the years, but like over the next few weeks, because WWF pay-per-views are still pretty spread out, so we'll probably be right back to some WCW pretty soon.
Yeah, we better not check in and he's already lost it.
I really doubt that, because I'm pretty sure that like the next pay-per-view that WCW does is well, it's a rematch with him and Flair,
Hmm.
but it's not the main event. That's so crazy. Anyway, oh well,
Uh,
we'll get there when we get there.
but yeah, why don't you start us off your recap of the show?
Okay, so outside of that wonderful main event and a few good things here and there, I thought the show was kind of underwhelming. Especially coming off of Starrcade, which Starrcade I felt was probably one of the best shows I'd ever watched. This one just had one of the best matches I've ever watched, and the rest was just shit that was kind of there. The Midnights had some cool stuff, and my biggest takeaway from this is '89 Flair is just the best. I'm trying to think of a time where anyone in history was that good, you know, period. Not even just right now in 1989, like, period. In all of wrestling I've ever watched throughout my life, has anyone been as good as Ric Flair has been in these last 2 matches that I've seen of him? You know, um, promo of the night, I'm probably gonna say Ric Flair. Performer of the night is gonna go to Ric Flair. Match of the night is gonna go to Flair and Steamboat. Um, Overall segment I'll probably give to the Midnights, because that was a really fun segment, like beginning to end. It had a lot of build to it that I'm somewhat familiar with, and I felt the ending of it was satisfactory, even though I feel like we all would have wanted a Cornette to pin Paulie dangerously, but you still got to see Cornette kick his ass, so that part was at least good. Is there something else I give out to these fucking things?
No, I think you hit it all.
Yeah, moment. Oh yeah, moment would be Steamboat winning the title. So it's a one match show. In all honesty, not to say Barry Windham and Luger was bad. The ending of the match kind of killed it for me, but I thought that match was pretty good. But if you think about Chi-Town Rumble, you know that is the show where Steamboat won the world title from Ric Flair in one of the best matches ever. And if you come for that, that's probably all you're gonna stay for. Because the rest of this card just kind of happens. So I think I give this one 2.5 ass Asians out of 5, because I can't say it was like bad, just dull and boring at times. I can't say it was like god awful, because I've definitely seen worse wrestling. You know.
Yeah. I won't spend too much time on mine. Mine's kind of basically the same as yours. I'll start with some lower tier handouts. Worst match of the night, definitely the first match. Michael Hayes and Russian Ass Asian won. Um, can't wait to see the second one back. Performer of the night, Ric Flair. It's no question. The dude's 40 years old. He was keeping up with one of the other best wrestlers of the 80s and Ricky Steamboat. I mean, it's literally insane how good 40-year-old Ric Flair is. And I didn't
Yeah.
mention this earlier, but in 1975, Ric Flair was in a plane accident and broke his back.
Yeah.
And 15 years later, he put on one of the greatest matches of all time that I've seen with my two eyes, especially during this podcast. Um, Top 2 best match of the 80s, like literally, like so fucking good. Match of the night, no brainer. That main event, it was insane. Two dudes who just did not care. Throw me how you want, hit me how you want. Let's just entertain this crowd, and by golly, did they do so. Uh,
Yeah, they definitely did.
I'm gonna give out worst performer of the night, and it goes out to my friend Animal of the Road Warriors. Congratulations,
Mm,
worst performer. Yeah,
Not Spike or Scott Steiner or Alex.
no, Alex. Alex didn't want Scott Steiner. I mean, Rick Steiner to shake Rotunda's hand. So,
Yeah, he
um,
probably contributed the most of that match than anyone else did, really.
yeah. Um, but yeah, after that, really, that's it. Yeah, promo, that Ric Flair promo. Um, best moment.
Oh, there is a charm to Ricky Steamboat versus Champagne for a promo. There is a certain charm to it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is. It is great. I mean, it's a great feel good moment. Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna go lower. I'm gonna give it two Russian ass Asians. If this was a
Okay.
main event match, and you just gave me the Midnight Express versus the original Midnight Express in the main event, dude, that would have been great. Like I would rank.
Yeah,
I would say that that's the
live
best main
reacting
event.
that one would have been cool.
That would have been the best main event we would have watched if we just had those two matches.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, I wrote a lot of notes down. There was not one point during this where I was like, oh, it sucks. I'm watching Chi-Town. Like, let me just get to fucking Ric Flair Steamboat. No, I never really thought that the whole time. I never really not enjoyed myself. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's
Okay, so
wrestling.
you
You gotta
probably
love it.
but you rated it lower than me, but it sounds like you enjoyed it a little more than me because there were points where I was like, "Fuck, let's go."
No, actually, I think it like I don't know what, but like I just looked down when I was watching it, and I was already an hour in, and I'm like, oh, okay, we're getting.
I
It felt
mean,
like it
two
went
and a
by
half
fast.
hours is an easy watch, especially
Yeah.
just 7 matches. It's not like WrestleMania 5 where we're about to watch 14 matches.
Okay, so that was my next question. Is that what we were gonna watch next?
That is what's next.
WrestleMania 5. Who we
Here it is, man. The mega powers explode. We watched the build, and
14?
here we are. 14
Hopefully,
matches, dude. No way in hell this shit isn't 4 hours long. There's no fucking way.
it has to be. It's be like 3:30, right?
It's gotta be. It's gotta be.
Here, I got you. Uh,
Oh, 3.5.
3.5. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad.
All right, I guess I can deal with that.
Couple day watch. I can already predict some of the matches. It's probably gonna be another King match. Harley Race is they got to finish their trifecta of matches. We're probably gonna get Dino Bravo versus the return of Don Morocco for the fourth time. Uh, no, I have no clue. It's probably something like that. Savage Hulk definitely. Savage and Hulk has to be the main event, right? There's no way it's not.
Yeah, that is absolutely the main event.
Okay, and Bad News Brown
For
cash
what
in.
it's worth, yeah, for sure. It's the only match that's actually like a lengthy amount of time. Like this card's
Okay,
looks
good,
like most matches are going to be kind of short.
good.
So it's just
I better
probably going to
get
be a lot of like
15 minutes at
ballyhoo and
least.
shit in between matches. There's going to be a
Okay,
fuck ton of ads for sure.
trying to think who I want to win. I kind of want Rick Rude to win a title. I hope Rick Rude beats Ultimate Warrior if they're fighting.
Um, I I will I will tell you that he is wrestling Ultimate Warrior for the title.
Okay, cool, cool. So they are fighting.
We will
Who?
also get to see Honky Tonk Man in tag team action.
Oh, really? Good, 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 good,
Yeah,
good.
it's him and Greg Valentine against the Hart Foundation.
Oh no. Dang.
Oh man, we get the return of Strike Force
I thought they were
against the
done. That
Brainbusters.
sucks. Hmm.
Oh well. Hey
Is
man,
Ted fighting?
this could be
I don't know
uh
who he'd work with. I don't know where you'd put, but you have to have Ted on there.
yeah, he's wrestling Brutus Beefcake.
Oh, that kind of makes sense. Okay, I
A little
guess.
bit, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. What about Red Rooster main event?
Um he Red Rooster is actually in the semi-main.
What?
I don't know if I should say who he's wrestling because it sounds like there's something that's like a spoiler.
Okay, don't tell me then.
Yeah, I won't.
I just know how the main event's ending. It's Hulk Hogan's gonna win, and Bad News Brown's music's gonna hit, and he's gonna be like right now, and then Bad News is gonna win the title. Uh,
Yeah, is Bad News even on this card? Oh, he is. He's wrestling Jim Duggan.
no, take him off. He needs to save his energy. uh, but yeah, that's it for Chi-Town Rumble. We'll see you for episode 15, which will be WrestleMania 5. Can't wait for that.